Welcome to the Lego City Undercover Iceberg. Today I'll be guiding you through a tour of the varying levels of the iceberg. Level 1 and 2 will have common, well-known facts, but as we continue further downward, every level will have facts that get less and less well-known, and some details will be downright mind-blowing. During this tour, I will not mention any facts I've already talked about in my past videos, so sit back, relax, and join me as we enter into the depths of the Lego City Undercover world. Movie and video game references. Lego City Undercover has hundreds of references to other franchises, including The Matrix, Back to the Future, Titanic, Donkey Kong, the horse Epona from Zelda, and even a character who is based off of Morgan Freeman, just to name a few. Nintendo references. It's well known this game has a multitude of Nintendo references, and this is due to the fact that the game was originally only developed for the Nintendo Wii U. In the port, some of these Mario references got removed on all consoles except for the Nintendo Switch. Developer characters. Many of the characters are directly named after the developers who made the game. For example, this character is named Guy Newberry, and if you take a look at the Lego City Undercover credits, you can see Guy Newberry was part of the programming team for TT Fusion. Chase McCain's Wii U outfit. In the Wii U version of Lego City Undercover, Chase McCain is wearing different clothing than he is in the remaster. This original outfit isn't lost in the wash though, as his clothing pieces in the remaster are in the character customizer. Lego Dimensions. Chase McCain has his own world in Lego Dimensions. The world includes many iconic locations and characters from Lego City Undercover, and has you completing missions that Ellie Phillips gives you. Brick County. After the events of the chase begins, Chase was exiled to an unknown place called Brick County. It's unknown where Brick County is located, although we do know Brick County gifted Lego City the Lady Liberty statue over 100 years ago. Roadblocks. At the start of the game, it's commonly well known that if you try to use the train, cross the bridge, or walk on the train tracks in Cherry Tree Hills, there will be people with unique dialogue lines who stop you from advancing forward. Ninjago J. Chase McCain shares the same hairpiece with Jay from Ninjago. Worldwide sales. Lego City Undercover is the 18th best-selling game on the Wii U, and the 34th best-selling game on the 3DS. The remaster sold well, and in total, it is believed the game likely sold over 3.8 million units worldwide across all formats. Day and night cycle. While playing through the game, there are certain instances where the open world will change to an evening mode. However, upon completing the game, a day and night cycle is not at all present no matter how long you play the game for. TT Fusion. TT Fusion is a development branch of TT Games, and in cooperation with each other, they developed Lego City Undercover. TT Fusion was acquired by Traveler's Tales in 2007, although TT Fusion used to be called Embryonic Studios before the merge. Natalia's hair. Natalia originally had brown hair, but dyed it blonde in order to hide her identity from Rex Fury, who knew she was Chase's girlfriend. Old Chase McCain icons. On PS4, for a brief moment as you close the disguise wheel, these old images of Chase's disguises will appear. Blackwell Tower. During the main story, Blackwell Tower launches up into space, but yet for whatever reason, it's still in the open world after the main story. Compuper. There's a popular fan theory out there that Frank Honey is related to the main villain of the game, Forrest Blackwell. Both of these characters strangely say the word Compuper instead of computer, which leads people to believe these two characters must secretly be related. Silhouette characters. In the Nintendo Switch version of the game, you can find these silhouetted characters in Paradise Sands. It's unknown why they have blacked out models on only the Switch version. Window reflections. In window reflections across the city, it's clear the reflections are showing a view of Auburn Bay Bridge, which obviously doesn't make sense. Road 25. Road 25 is the name of the interstate that crosses all around Lego City. Lego City and Lego Batman 2. In Lego Batman 2, an early version of Lego City was beginning to be created, featuring early assets of Cherry Tree Hills. It makes sense, as Lego Batman 2 was created shortly before Lego City Undercover. Apollo Island trees. These trees on Apollo Island look to be extremely warped and out of shape. An explanation is never given, but could it be that the chemicals from Apollo Island labs mixed in with the water, causing the trees to deform? Bus. Take a look at this bus that appears in this cutscene. Oddly, this bus isn't unlockable in the game, but it is strangely unlockable in Lego Batman 2. Chase McCain's clones. Many of the NPCs walking around on Apollo Island are clones of Chase McCain in his astronaut disguise. Mods. Mods have been created for Lego City Undercover, including this one my mod maker WiseWarWolf just made for me. I mean, come on, you can't deny the t-shirt, right? So subscribe if you're enjoying. Thanks. Cut side missions. Originally, this game had a variety of side missions we could have played, including a taxi mode where we would have to earn studs by delivering people to various locations in the city, a farm mode where you would have to drive a combine to harvest crops, and a medical mode where you would have to drive to patients' houses to provide medical support. Jethro Hayes. The notorious crime boss Vinny Pappalardo mentions Jethro Hayes used to work for him until he eventually left the gang to tend to his farm. Unused music. Some music tracks composer Paul Weir created were never fully used in the main game. Instead, some parts of these tracks can be heard in front of the various storefronts across the city. Quentin Spencer. In the 3DS prequel, The Chase Begins, Frank Honey's role gets replaced by a character named Quentin Spencer. Between The Chase Begins and Undercover, Frank Honey must have been offered a promotion. The Gillespie Theater. This theater in Bright Lights Plaza is called the Gillespie Theater. Forrest Blackwell calls it this while Chase is escorting him to go watch the last performance of the Perpetual Inbox play in the theater. Flash Johnson. Flash Johnson is the main antagonist of The Chase Begins. He was hired by Rex Fury to steal ray guns from Apollo Island, and Chase eventually tracks him down to swiftly arrest him. In the end, he gets released from custody by Quentin Spencer. His whereabouts today are a mystery, as he doesn't appear in Undercover at all. Concept art. These two photos were concept art TT Games created for Lego City Undercover. Oddly enough, none of these moments ever happen in the actual game. Bucky Butler. In a brief sequence of dialogue, Chase mentions he caught a dangerous criminal named Bucky Butler 2 years earlier. That doesn't add up though, as 2 years earlier the events of The Chase Begins were taking place, and he didn't appear in that game at all. Vehicles. This crane vehicle was deleted from the final game, but by extracting it from the game's files, players have found it's fully functional, and for whatever reason, the taxi vehicle has stripes on the Wii U, but not in the remaster. Derek the Squirrel. The name of Duke Huckleberry's squirrel is Derek, and unfortunately, he meets his demise when this bass eats him. Rest in peace, Derek. Hint symbol. Lego City Undercover never had hint symbols, but if the feature would have been included, Ellie Phillips would have been on the icon. Lego City Stories. Lego City Undercover was originally named Lego City Stories. Lego City Stories was announced back in E3 2011 for the Wii U in cooperation with Nintendo. The announcement showed famous Nintendo executive Reggie showcasing a few images from the game. We can clearly see that Chase McCain's hair looks vastly different when compared to the completed game, although his original hairpiece does sneak its way into the game in various areas. Wiretapping. In the background of one of these images, players believe you can see a wiretapping device, a feature that appeared in The Chase Begins but didn't make the final cut of Undercover. Evidence was eventually found though that wiretapping was originally going to make it into the final game. Box art. The area on the LCU box art actually exists and can be completely explored. It seems the area was placed in the middle of the ocean between the cities and includes various iconic assets from throughout the city. Developer map. Dan Nuttalls, a developer who worked on Lego City Undercover, confirmed this image of the Lego City map used to hang in their office during development. Notably, we can see various official names for locations across the map, such as the name for the mountain separating the second half of the city, Craggy Peaks. Fusileani Tower. A more zoomed in photo of the developer map confirms Lego City tried to straighten the leaning Fusileani Tower in the 1920s and 1950s, which notably gives us a better time frame of when the game took place in real life. DLC. Proof was found in the game's files that a DLC may have been in development for Lego City Undercover. We can guess from some of the file names this was going to cost $15. Online mode. Proof was also found in the game's files that an online mode was being developed. It seemed you would have been able to join someone else's world and play co-op with them. Doc Brown. In the game files, Professor Kowalski's hairpiece is labeled hair_Emmett Brown, a reference to Emmett Brown from Back to the Future. Unfinished district. In the game's files, there is a marked off area called IS_Delfino. Island Delfino is the main hub world of Super Mario Sunshine, so it was likely going to be another Nintendo reference. And with that, we arrive at the end of the tour. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the wonderful world of Lego City Undercover.